The actions of these individuals in taking aid from those who need it most and keeping the proceeds is corruption at its worst and has no place in society. The Ugandan courts are rightly taking action to crack down on those politicians who seek to line their own pockets at their constituents' expense. Today, the UK is sending a clear message to those who think benefiting at the expense of others is acceptable. Corruption has consequences and you will be held responsible. The words of UK Deputy Foreign Secretary Andrew Mitchell. Mary Goretti Kitutu, former Minister Karamoja Affairs, and Agnes Nandutu, the State Minister for Karamoja Affairs, were given the mandate to be responsible for the region with the highest poverty rate, but in the infancy of their ministerial term, they were charged with corruption and are currently on trial. In 2023, the news that came out revealed that the two ministers had added themselves to the list of over 3,000 beneficiaries of the iron sheets intended to provide housing to the people in Karamoja. Fiona Wall-Navasa, a lawyer, feels that these sanctions were delivered prematurely.
While we applaud any efforts to curb corruption by putting sanctions on those who've been convicted, Uganda's constitution operates under the presumption of innocence, that once somebody has been taken to a court of law over a crime or something they're suspected of doing, they're not guilty until they've gone through a proper trial.
The list of 3,000 also had names of ministers, friends and family of the former two ministers, as well as the Speaker of Parliament, Anita, as beneficiaries.
Also, the Prime Minister gave the iron sheets on the reason that MPs and ministers would distribute to their needy communities. The Speaker's personal assistant, who received the iron sheets, indeed delivered them to public schools in Bukedea that were in distress. The iron sheets are there.
The UK government says it has for the first time used the global anti-corruption sanctions regime on individuals involved in corruption in Uganda. Since its introduction in April 2021, the UK has imposed sanctions on 42 individuals and entities under this regime globally to combat corruption across the world. The UK Global Anti-Corruption Sanctions Regime has targeted individuals involved in serious corruption cases in countries including Bulgaria, Lebanon, Russia, South Africa, South Sudan and Venezuela. In response, Parliament's Director Communication and Public Affairs, Chris Obore, says this is an indirect attack on the Speaker's vocal stand on the anti-homosexuality law.
They have proven to be either gullible, to believe in social media propaganda and manipulations, or they have confirmed their anger, their latent anger over the anti-homosexuality law which Parliament passed.
The trio's assets and travel are subject to a ban. Rita Kanyamjuni, NTV Tonight.